I'm about to go. What is going on, everybody? How are we doing today? We've got Jacob in the chat. How you doing? Phoenix, what's going on, my man? Q-Dog showing up. Ignited Garage Customs in the chat. How are we doing, everybody? We're going to have a little bit of court RP today. If you don't know, I am a lawyer, defense attorney within SLRP. We do have I believe one case on the docket. I don't believe we have the other one. Just got a phone with the DA. He's dropping that one. So, and then anything else that comes up will probably be appointed, possibly not be appointed. We'll just see how it goes. But we're just now pulling up here to the garage. How's everybody doing? Mary Beth in the chat. How are we doing? Good evening. How's everybody doing? How's life? Hopefully everything ain't too bad. Hey, you're already here? Go on down there, smash that like button. Every like is much appreciated. Get on out of here, grab our briefcase. I'm not bad, Chris. I am not bad, my man. You're getting a gaming laptop? Hell yeah, Q-Dog. If it's good enough to run 5M, come join SLRP, my man. We'll be doing better if it wasn't freezing rain outside. I feel that. Great. Finished the first weekend of our Christmas play at the theater. Hell yeah. There you go. Bet that acting's real nice.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm alright. William Stewart
Awesome.
for defense.
Awesome, sounds good. If you don't mind, if you could just set the briefcase down real quick, and I'm just gonna give you a pat down real quick, just to make sure you don't got anything on you there.
Sure thing.
Awesome. And before I search you, do you have anything on you that'll put me stick me stab me?
No.
Awesome. Alrighty, you're clear to go in. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good one. Should be just normal one right now. Wouldn't run good. I'll play a villain and may need a good public defender. Was supposed to go to the band rehearsal tonight, but it got canceled. Aw, damn. You're a part of a band, United?
Okay, I'm bored now. Stop talking to me.
Alright.
Hey, hold on.
Hello.
Hey, excuse me. Excuse me.
Hello?
No, not you. You sit down.
Open soon.
Whoa, okay, alright.
Another one of the gray one, the gray suit.
Talk to my man like that.
Can I help you, ma'am?
What's your name?
That's William T. Stewart.
Oh my! I just want to say I love your suit and your little handkerchief in there. You are adorable.
Thank you. My
I could
wife
eat
feels
you
the
up.
same way.
Oh my God. She share? Does she share?
Sadly not.
I'm boarding you.
Mr. Lawson.
Justina's in court.
Okay.
I did. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hoping soon.
Better be worth my money.
You a lawyer? I am. I am a lawyer. She didn't like you very much.
Apparently she likes gray suits better.
You're like, you can go and
I just got my hair did too.
Hair did?
Got my
Done?
hair did. Yeah. Went down to the super clips.
Super clips. How you doing, Miss
Mr. Pearson,
Pearson?
how are you?
Living the dream, guys. How are we doing?
Oh, not so bad.
Alright.
Oh, God, you're standing up like you're supposed to stand up for me. Sit down. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I just don't like sitting.
Okay, fair enough. You can stand up.
I like to be taller than you.
Well, it doesn't take much to do that. All right.
Do we know who's which judge is in today?
Judge Ryan
Does she
will be the
share?
one
Gotcha.
presiding
Gotcha.
this evening.
Thought he was golfing today.
No, I think another judge, the presiding judge, took his spot.
Oh, I took his tea time. That sucks.
Yeah, booted him back down here.
I do believe I saw an email for you right before I left the office that said you guys are dropping the traffic case I have on the docket. I believe it's second.
Yeah.
Mr. Shane Barnes.
Yeah, Lieutenant Simon's out golfing, and Deputy Stolis, I think it's how you say it. Deputy Stolis is at a training at a state.
So sharing is caring. Jesus. Well, that's good. I'm glad I didn't have to embarrass the deputy in here.
That, I stay out of traffic stuff.
That's my favorite. They love
Unless
to
it's
write
fatal.
unnecessary things sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's their prerogative.
That's one way to put it. Did you receive my my email involving the meeting I had with Mr. Dela Cruz earlier this evening?
Yes. I think
Sharing is caring.
my legal assistant should have emailed you back, but I'm not objecting to the credits that he's earned so far. And I don't know if I sent the email. Like I said, they're kind of shitty. I really have no position on what happens today. The judge is the one that imposed a 6-month sentence, so the state's just going to defer to the judge.
See what happens. I'm sure I told you as well. We're hoping to get him protective custody due to ongoing issues in Gen Pop. So I know I saw him earlier as I got in. He's limping pretty good.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Do we know who's or what the issue is?
No, I didn't really dive too deep into it. All he said he's been having some trouble with some people in there, and apparently been working him over.
Do you know where he's lodged at right now?
He's currently down in the holding cells there.
Sorry, where has he been spending his time in custody?
Oh, Bolingbrook.
Okay, we can try to have him transferred to serve his sentence somewhere else. I mean,
either one, protective custody, or if we can, I don't know, he's kind of nervous about leaving state, so protective custody might be what's best for him instead of getting sent somewhere else. He is, he's pretty timid. He's a timid guy.
Yeah.
What in the fuck am I listening to?
Yeah, I could take 12 of them.
You try to hit on you too?
She does not believe in that sign about cell phones in here.
She just told me not to look up her skirt when she sat down.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, I very, very aggressively avoided it.
Interesting person.
Yeah. That's
Ain't she on the docket for today?
I don't think you're.
yeah, that's Justin Saunders.
Tell me what the hell I can do.
It was a kind suggestion, sir. Please
How about
calm
you
down.
kindly shut the fuck up?
You just call her sir?
Wait, what?
Oh, I think there's a fight gonna break out here.
Excuse me, sir. Can you come again?
I'm gonna be real. I could not tell. That's my bad. I will.
That's what the fuck I thought.
Someone needs to
Boy,
give her a hug. I'm not giving
That's
her
a
a hug.
feisty one.
I'm not giving her a hug. Jesus. Huggies. Sounds like a diaper brand. I think it probably is a diaper brand.
God, I want to play judge.
Uh,
You know they don't wear butt naked under those dresses, right? They just have a shirt and tie, completely naked underneath.
That makes sense.
I have a word with my client real fast before proceeding to
Fair
start.
enough. Yep.
Huggies. You rock, paper, scissors with the other guy there. Mr. De La Cruz.
Hey, amigo.
Hey. So, just want to touch base with you. Just got done talking to the DA. He is not going to decline the offer for you to get time served. However, the protective custody and everything comes up to the judge on whether he feels that there is grounds enough. I do notice that you're walking with a light limp. Is that due to injuries caused inside?
Yeah. Same with my black eyes.
I got you. Any particular reason?
I wouldn't help them sling drugs.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're trying to strong arm you into selling for them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good news is, hopefully the judge will take the offer for time served. You are aware that we are making a plea of not of guilty, correct?
But you said it was the same judge, right?
Yes, Mr.
I
Rehnquist.
don't think he wouldn't let me do a not guilty. So
Well, I mean, when you go in front of him, he's going to ask you, how do you plead again? And the reason we're going to be pleading guilty is to be able to get that leanway to hopefully try to get you that time served and everything. Remember, the uphill battle that we had faced, if we are to start fighting it and you plead not guilty, could have a more of an outcome of you serving more time than just the 6 months.
is there a chance of like good behavior?
Um, we can ask if you would be able to get out on good behavior. But 6 months or five, I think what time served, you're going to be serving 5 months in like 5 days. It's such a short period that the chance of you getting out on good behavior with that short of a sentence is pretty low. But we can still ask. It probably wouldn't hurt.
I mean, I was just trying to get food.
Huh?
I was just trying to get food.
I got you. And we had talked about that before. Unfortunately, I mean that's grounds, but that's not a lot. Remember we had talked about building a house and dog shed, and I mean it's ground, but it's not solid ground. You got any questions or anything for me?
No.
Okay. All right, Miss Dela Cruz, we'll see you up there very shortly. Okay. She has a strong hands and strong huggies. Jesus Christ. You might get poked with something with those huggies.
Excuse me, guys.
Yes, Stuart, welcome
Where
back.
do you register if you need to talk?
Yeah. Oof.
The judge will ask you, sir.
You tried the new coffee machine at the office. It's pretty good. I hit that thing up 3 times this morning.
Hey, William.
Must be nice. Yes, Miss Pearson.
Homie over here in the black suit, brown tie.
He's got a white tie and a white shirt.
Oh my god,
I help you, sir.
Oh. I remember you had, I think, said something about wanting it to and/or needing to meet beforehand.
Do you think he
Yes,
makes it
let's step
before he
outside.
goes up his crack, or is it like
Sounds
just
good.
how they come?
Figured we'd do it while we had us.
So I got good news for you.
Sweet.
So after speaking with the DA, that ticket is getting dropped.
Oh, is it?
So Mr. Stolas, which is the deputy that cited you, is actually in a
Mhm.
training elsewhere. He was unable to make court today. Along with that,
Overheard.
Lieutenant Mike Simon, which is the one that observed you, is I guess off golfing or something. He wasn't bothered to come in, so they're dropping the ticket. You're completely out of it.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Well, thank God I appeared, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it didn't hurt. I was actually going to shoot you an email, but I got out of the office before I could. Figured I'd just meet with you here. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
The good news is I didn't have to embarrass an officer, so I still got him on my good side. So
Thank God. I mean, that wouldn't have been pleasant for any of us. Because boy,
absolutely,
oh boy, you sounded like you had some good shit against it.
I definitely did, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, at least I
Yeah.
was able to get you out of it. All right.
Yep. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go sit back down.
Yes, sir. Love the hair choice, by the way. Must
Thank
go to
you.
the same barber.
Oh yeah. I don't even notice that.
You got a big docket today.
I had a couple.
Yeah,
How about you?
I had two, but one of them got dropped. The other one's a show cause for Dela Cruz again.
Oh, okay.
What is that guy's name that you just spoke to? I don't recognize him from
Shane Barnes. He's the one that received the ticket that's getting dropped.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. Cool.
Oh,
Here's another title: The Masturbates Attorney.
I'm telling you, my set looked just like this.
I bet
There
it did.
was a bed in that corner. So we started here, and then we moved over there. Jurors, the state's attorney jumped
Oh
in.
wait, I saw that one. It was like, do you promise to suck this whole dick, nothing but the dick, so help you?
Oh my God, you've seen it.
I did see that one. That
You
was a
the
good one.
so you emailed to get my car out there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. You had one of our prospects going after you.
Oh my God, this is giving me flashbacks from my. Oh my God. Look at that swagger.
I think he's hurt.
Oh, he's fragile. I like him fragile.
Do you break people that are fragile?
That's gonna start. I got things.
we'll somehow gift you $10 if you go give Justina a hug.
Hopefully not in this courtroom.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Test
ma'am.
man.
Yep.
Is lunch provided?
Lunch is not provided.
What kind of show are y'all running? I'm asking for serving lunch. I'm gonna be here. I'm forced to be here.
No,
Yep.
there's
Don't worry. Court's gonna start pretty soon,
dispenser.
okay? Just sit tight for me.
vending
Just saying.
machines in the
They make me come
in the
here, but don't
lobby.
provide me with food. I don't
There's
understand.
vending machines
Hey,
in the
Mr.
lobby.
Pearson.
Yes, sir.
I believe
Mr.
that
Cute
gentleman
Pants.
in the back over there in the suit with the glasses on has some cases he needs to discuss with some.
It's like a
Who's that?
spy.
Which one's that? The
Check
one
his
with,
ID.
Yeah, the one sitting on his own. Yep, the blonde gentleman.
Oh,
needs
that
to
doesn't
discuss
work.
cases?
Yep, that's what the judge.
No,
told
it's
me.
gonna work like that. We can try it though.
I'll chat with him.
Thank you.
Oh, that works. Oh, yours smells so good.
Is this allowed?
Oh, what the fuck's not allowed? I'm doing it at work.
Did you have some cases here today, sir?
You happen to got a new cologne on you by chance?
He's a spy.
Oh no, I left it in the locker room back at the office. Why?
No reason.
There's some Febreze I heard under Reinquist's desk.
Someone goes, "Is that allowed?"
Do you have an active warrant for your arrest?
No, so that was sorted out and it was issued with a new fine to appear in court today. And then another officer said I had another one that is booked in for next year, but I was hoping to get it sorted out today.
Say that.
You obviously said
It was some
There you
officer in
go.
a blue
I gave
shirt
Justine a hug.
Okay. Oh Jesus. Give me flashbacks.
Just spreading the love. Might have to get a shower before this character heads home. His wife's gonna kill him. Mary Beth coming in with the 10 for Huggies. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
You need to go to that fucking
What?
rehab center.
Which one? I've already been to like multiple.
The sex addict one.
Oh, been there, done that. I
Yeah,
slept with
no,
the
so
counselor.
obviously it
it
didn't
looks
work.
like
He had to resign.
yeah, you had a failure to appear warrant. You got to.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Get the pool, please.
Yeah.
I am a woman of my word. I appreciate it. Still makes for a great short.
My head is just. Can you hold my wig?
Yeah, sure.
Huggies. I want to make that a sound now, just for you, Mary Beth, for the stream. You're going to get your own sound for Huggies. Jordy coming in with the $3.42. Yo, thank you so much, Jordy. I really appreciate it, my man.
I was just told to appear today to sort them
Means
out.
so much.
Okay, well, you're welcome to speak to the judge about it.
I
All right, Ignited.
for them.
We'll see you in just a minute.
Both of them.
I gotta find a an audio for someone screaming Huggies to make it a sound for you,
Getting pulled
Mary
over
Beth.
because my plate come back.
Well,
He's a spy.
try to show up to court next time.
Yeah.
Rip, it didn't pop up in pesos.
This guy to the left of me looks like he has a warrant.
Hey, pesos is my enemy. I cannot convert United States dollars to pesos. It hurts my brain.
To be fair, if they do throw you out, then it's just going to confirm your case.
I see harassment. Fuck with me for no fucking reason. Harassment.
$69 is $3.42 apparently. I think with Streamlabs it auto converts pesos into whatever currency that I have or that I have mine set up through. Which is why it didn't pop up. I appreciate it, everybody. Why do all the deputies walk the same?
God, here it is again.
All right, we're good to go, Sergeant.
They all walk super slow. Hey, bailiff.
All rise.
For who? What the fuck?
She said, for you. What the fuck?
This honorable court, being the Superior Court of the State of San Andreas in the city of Los Santos, is now open and sitting for the dispatch of its business. God save the state and this honorable court. The Honorable Judge Rehnquist presiding.
Do we clap or something?
You may be
Thank you.
seated.
We don't clap. Oh, okay. He said sit down, stupid.
Yes.
Alrighty, welcome to
Mark's
my
gonna be killing
courtroom.
me today.
Please be respectful, follow decorum. Don't make my deputies and bailiffs here have to lock you up. Mr. Pearson,
Very
do you
strong.
want to
Kind of
enter an
poked me.
appearance on the
It's
record and
weird.
get started? I believe we have a show cause coming up first here.
Yes, Judge, thank you. On behalf of the state, in all matters going forward on today's docket, I'm Justin
What's going on,
Pearson.
Ember?
My
How
bar
you doing?
number is 239087.
And do we have the defendant in the courtroom, or is he in custody?
Jose de la Cruz, to my knowledge, is in custody at this time.
Okay.
And his attorney, Mr. William Stewart, is present here as well.
All right, Sergeant, can you get him brought up from the custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ember's in the chat. How you doing? Ignited coming through with these $7.07 for Huggies. Thank you so much. I really
And
appreciate
Mr.
that.
Stewart, you're here on behalf of Mr. De La Cruz again?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's just wait for him to get up here, and then you can make your formal appearance as well.
Justina is so cool. Justina is a menace to society, Pop-Tart. That's what Justina is. A straight up menace to society. Ignited, don't worry about it, my man. Anything is so much appreciated. I appreciate every single one of you that donate and show love to the stream. I cannot express that enough. Without you, all this ain't worth it. You got 2 hours left, 12-hour shift turned into 17. Oof. What do you don't mind me asking, Ember, what do you do as you work in 17s? Jacob back in the chat. How we doing?
Oh my god, look at this fucking criminal.
Justina, keep it down.
I am keeping it down.
Your Honor, can I ask that my client be taken out of cuffs for this hearing?
Mr. De La Cruz, you gonna misbehave?
No, sir.
Oh my god, misbehave.
All right. Bailiff, you can remove his handcuffs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Damn, Ember Rose. Yeah, that is tough. I've been working 24s and everything. It's rough. Luckily, going into law enforcement, I'll only be stuck on 12s.
The state
So it won't be
attorney
as
has a
bad.
backhand.
It's like a straight line.
This aftershave smells like baby diapers.
All right. Mr. Stewart, you can make your appearance here, and then we'll get started.
Yes, Your Honor. My William T. Stewart, bar numbers 241053 for defense.
All right. This is a show cause order in case number 0124, State of San Andreas versus Jose De La Cruz, the defendant. Mr. De La Cruz, I'm going to remind you of a couple things, even though we've already spoken about these things several times, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to your attorney and to have him present. If you cannot afford an attorney, one is being provided. And you can decide any time to not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand the rights that you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. To Mr. Pearson, then.
You dog.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're all fairly familiar with this case. We are here on a show cause hearing. This is the third time the state has had to show cause Mr. De La Cruz for actions that violate his probation. As I stand here today, the allegations are as follows. The first allegation is that on or about November 21st of 2024, the defendant, Jose De La Cruz, violated his mandated curfew by being outside of his residence between 1800 and 0700 hours, per Deputy Stolas's report.
My character
report
is
number
eating the table.
50705,
Unfortunately, I
entered
can't
into
control that
evidence.
unless I stand up and sit back down.
Second allegation is that on or about the same date, the defendant was placed under arrest by Deputy Stolas for the crime of driving while suspended or revoked under Vehicle Code 14601.1 under the same report number 50705. At this time, Your Honor, the state is requesting that you follow through with the previous
Yes, for a bonus. And they said, yeah,
sentence you issued,
hell
which is
yeah,
a
there you
6-month
go.
suspended sentence.
Get that money.
All right, Mr. De La Cruz, we spoke about this the last time. Your attorney can answer for you if he'd like to, but the way that this works is you're not pleading guilty or not guilty to an allegation here. You're simply whether you're going to admit that the violation alleged by the state here is true or not true. As to count one, that you're outside your house, I do have a couple questions for you if you feel like answering for me. I'd like to know why you are back here the third time after this whole conversation, everything we did to try to make it work for you.
Because he's a piece of shit.
Whoever's whispering in the gallery, please keep it down.
Your Honor, my client is here for the third time due to a incident where one late night around 12 he had got off work. After getting off, he was already close to Polito, with the not getting paid until a week after. He went to go collect his last check from his previous employer, which was the Bell Bonds Company, or the Bounty Hunting Company, my apologies. That's when he was seen by, I believe it was a Mr. Stolas and a Corporal Adams, driving out past his curfew. They then made a stop under the grounds of him being out past his curfew, where he explained to him that he had no food at home. The last $20 left in his bank account, he had to make the decision whether he's going to be able to purchase gas or food. So he made the decision to purchase gas and then make his way up before getting home to collect his last check so he'd be able to provide food and pay his bills, Your Honor.
Okay, why was he doing that at 4:07 a.m.?
My client did not get off work until 2 a.m. He got back at the depot, 3 a.m. He got back at the depot at 12. But once they get back, they have to clean the trucks, organize before they are officially off work. So right around the time when he got off was 3 a.m. to 3:30, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. De La Cruz, if do you have any explanation as to why you didn't just go straight home and you pick the money up in the morning? I mean, 4 a.m. seems like a really weird time to go collect a paycheck to me.
I was hungry. And turn my garbage truck out. Sometimes I go by like the fast food places. I get some food that way, but they didn't throw any food out. So I didn't find any burgers in the trash. So I was really hungry.
So just remember, anything you say here can be used against you. And what you're telling me is that you were driving for non-essential purposes while you were working also, which is something we talked about last time. You shouldn't have been digging through dumpsters while you were on the job. But anyways, I gave you a lot of leeway here. I'm trying to understand this, but you gave me an excuse about the time delay last time, and I told you the next time that you had something like this to go straight home and not stop anywhere. And it sounds like you didn't do it. So got that, and then by the consequence of that not being a valid reason to drive, that would take us to count 2. So, what are your answers as to the allegations here?
I mean, I had the choice to go home and possibly have to go to the hospital and lose a lot of money because I couldn't eat and get sick because I was out of food. Or
You would have
I
gotten
could,
sick if you had waited 3 hours and let it be 7 a.m.
well, then I still wouldn't be able to drive up that way. I figured I was already in the area and it wasn't that far away.
If you were so low on food that you were going to get sick and go to the hospital at your house, you couldn't have ordered a pizza or something. I mean, you had
Well,
20 bucks. Sounds like that you could have made that work until 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. the next day.
no, the $20 I had to use for gas to get to work in the morning. So I had to choose between either getting gas for my job and being able to have like a paycheck and a job, or I had to pick food, which wouldn't last that long. So I picked the job, and I figured maybe I could find somebody's throwing out food while I was at work, but
Okay,
I
so
couldn't find it.
just for the record, then your answers as to allegations 1 and 2 are true or not true?
True.
You're admitting those allegations to be true? You understand you're saying that what the state is alleging is correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Honor, me and my client talked previously, prior to this, while he was being lodged in Bolingbrook. We come to the agreement that, under the circumstances that we are alleging that they are true, but we do ask. And I had sent this over to the DA. He hasn't. I'll let him speak on behalf of this after I say it. But that my client go ahead and get time served for the time that he's served on the previous counts, which was um, 2 days, and then now he's been in for around 3 months. So that would bring the time that he would have to serve after this to 5 months and 5 days, rather than the full 6 months that he was previously given as a suspended sentence. Along with that, we asked that my client be put into protective custody for the rest of his sentencing due to him being tormented in the general public of prison. They're trying to force him to sell illegal items, and when he's not doing so, they are beating him religiously. My client, if you did not notice, he is walking with a limp due to multiple beatings he has received inside, and for him to be protected, we ask that he be put in protective custody while inside.
State have a position on this?
Your Honor, the state does not object to credit for time served, nor do we object to any special custody status that the court deems
United, Redeem, and
necessary.
Pew.
There is also the option that he can, because this sentence is under 1 year in length, he does not need to serve it in the Department of Corrections. He can serve this at any one of the county's substations that has a jail with long-term housing. So whatever, the state does not want to see the defendant injured or coerced or forced to do anything he does not want to do, especially if that would break the law. So whatever will make this the most comfortable for the defendant, that is
And
what it
even
is.
with
The state
his admission of or acceptance of responsibility, you want to keep your recommendation the same?
With Your Honor, you had issued a 6-month suspended sentence. It is within Your Honor's ability to change that sentence. The state has no position. The state's only request is to revoke probation today. Let's be done with it. Whether you give him a sentence of discharge and let him walk free today, or give him the 6 months. Okay. Yeah, we're tired of this. We don't think the purposes of probation are being served anymore.
And what is the total time served so far? You said 3 months.
Based on what I see, I believe Mr. Stewart has the same information. It appears that he has served a total of 3 weeks and 3 days in custody on this case since its inception for the original charge.
3 weeks and 3 days. Okay. All right, Mr. Dela Cruz. Here's what we're going to do. I find allegations to be true. And given that this is the third time you violated probation, I find that for the purpose of probation no longer being served, I am hereby revoking your probation. I'm going to reimpose the suspended sentence with time credit 3 months and 3 days. So you're to serve the balance of that time in a county corrections facility. Your other conditions involving not consuming illegal drugs, not committing other crimes will continue, although obviously the driving portions won't be relevant going forward. And then the curfew is canceled as part of the probation being revoked, but you'll be in the custody of the sheriff for the balance of the time that you owe on your original sentence, sir. Good luck to you.
You got everything we asked for.
And Your Honor, did you say he was receiving credit of 3 months?
Did we not say? Did you say 3 weeks, 3 days time served?
It's 3 weeks, Your Honor.
Okay, so he gets credit 3 weeks, 3 days.
That's on me. I misspoke.
We'll make it a whole month because I appreciate that he accepted responsibility for what he did. So we'll take 1 month off time served. So 5 months. Los Santos County Sheriff.
And Your Honor, the state is interested in knowing, will you permit the defendant alternative custody programs such as work release in the event that the jail has that, where it would permit him to leave custody to attend work and then turn himself back in at the end of the day?
If the once they process him over there, do their intake evaluation and all that, and they want to recommend something like that to me, I'm certainly willing to entertain it.
Your Honor, and for your awareness as well, I had spoke with my client. He has secured his job as far as going behind bars, and I'm sure his boss would be happy with that as well. Don't put him a worker down. Schedules don't have to be rearranged, etc. If other ways, my client has got his affairs in order. He does have a neighbor that's able to look after his house, or his cousin is his neighbor that's able to look after his house and everything. Along with that, his boss is aware of the suspended sentence from prior and will be updated accordingly after the proceeding of today has ended and your verdict has been passed down.
All right. So Mr. Stewart, get me an evaluation from the prison team there, whoever manages the work release stuff on that side. Get me some paper from them on what they think as far as whether that will work. I'm not going to make a ruling on it one way or the other until those guys get a chance.
What's going on, Lethal? How you doing? Everybody welcome the new dispatcher to SLRP. He has come back.
All the other stuff. And we will check in on that. However, the probation is discharged. It's revoked. And I will grant the protective custody request for the safety of Mr. Dela Cruz.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. What do we have next on the docket? Let me see. Bailiff, will you bring in Deputy Adams? We'll do his traffic case next.
To the left here, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or you're right, sorry.
He's down in the holding cell. Apparently, we have a traffic case.
Step up to the prosecutor's table there.
Oh no,
And Mr. Lofton, are you here?
different deputy.
This one?
All right, step forward.
I'm going to walk down. I thought they said my name.
No, I'm sorry. Deputy Adams, go back to that table behind you on the other side. And gentlemen, make sure your shouting voice is on.
Too bad I was banned from the FD. Oh no. That's a long story, Ignited. He can tell it if he wants to. Well, hopefully, with you being in here, you can earn back a little bit of good graces.
All right, so this is a traffic infraction case. I'm gonna pull up the details here.
But we are happy to have you back, my man. Regardless of the past, it's
Mr. Lofton,
the
it's being
past is the
alleged
past.
here that you, well, let me read you your rights first. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney, have him present with you here. Because it's a traffic offense, you don't qualify for a public defender, so you'd have to pick an attorney at your own expense if you wanted one. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So it's alleged that on October 28th, 2024 at 17:30 hours at the area of 8210
Absolutely, you got to
Magellan
keep looking
Avenue,
ahead. There's a
there was a
reason
red light violation.
the windshield's bigger than the rearview
Since
mirror.
Deputy Adams is with us here today, we'll hear from him first, and then give you a chance to
There is
respond.
a
Mr.
reason that
Lofton.
the windshield is bigger than the rearview
Okay, Your
mirror.
Honor.
That is a quote to live by, folks.
And Your Honor, my name is Deputy Brody Adams. I'm employed as a sheriff's deputy by the Los Santos County Sheriff's Office. I've been employed by the Sheriff's Office for 3 months. On October 28th, I was on duty in uniform with a badge displayed, and I was operating a marked Sheriff's Office patrol car when I observed the defendant fail to obey a red traffic signal by failing to stop and remain stopped at the traffic signal at the intersection of Magellan and Goma Street. I then stopped the vehicle on San Andreas Avenue, where I identified the defendant, Mr. James Lofton,
So I'm so
by his San Andreas
confused
license.
about what
Also
Dennis
identified the vehicle
for at the last second.
with
What
the
is a
license
work
plate
release program?
S85
Work release program
WK
means that you are still
974.
serving
I
your
then issued
time,
a traffic
but you
citation
will
for
be
the red light
released per
violation.
work to be able to
It is
go and work,
also
but you
worth
must
noting the
return
defendant
back
did refuse
to the
identify
jail
himself
at a
initially
certain
to the
time,
sheriff's office.
or else they get you with escape. We'll work on that after tonight,
But
getting
I
that
take
all
it he
set up.
did eventually identify himself to you willingly?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lofton,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to hear your version of events here. Do you have an attorney with you today?
Your Honor, Michael Baskin, bar 241153, representing Mr. Lofton.
All right. What would you like to do, sir?
It was a great quote. Absolutely. I remember hearing that when I was a very young
We'd like to
kid
cross-examine
by
Deputy
my
Adams,
uncle.
sir.
All right. Deputy Adams, come forward, or the bailiff will swear you in, and
My
then you'll take the witness
I'd
seat
made
to my
a
left.
pretty big mistake when I was young, and my uncle ended up saying that to me, and I've always looked at it that way ever since.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Alright, you may be seated.
And of course, if you guys haven't already, go down and smash that like button. Really abuse it.
All
Your
right.
Honor, may I proceed?
You're a witness.
Deputy Adams, I have just a couple questions for you today. My first one is going to be, when did you become aware of Mr. Lofton's vehicle initially? Was it as he was approaching this intersection that he allegedly ran through?
Yes, I saw the vehicle initially when he approached the intersection.
And Mr. Adams, were you aware of or did you observe this vehicle at any other capacity prior to this incident?
No.
Okay, Deputy Adams, just a couple more here from me on my side. The statement that Mr. Lofton refused to identify himself, did he give you any specific reason and or ask for a supervisor to be present before answering or identifying himself?
Yes, he did. He did ask for a supervisor.
Okay, and once the supervisor was present, he did identify himself without any trouble?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and upon allegedly running through the red light, can you confirm the light's color before he entered the intersection?
Yes, it was yellow at the time of entry of intersection.
So it was a yellow light as he was entering the intersection, not a red one.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Oof.
Very well. Deputy Adams, you can go back to the prosecutor's table there.
that one's rough.
All right, Deputy Adams, do you have anything you wish to say in closing?
Nothing further, sir.
All right, so because this is a trial, bench trial, I'm assuming your client wishes to plead not guilty. So I enter a not guilty plea on it, unless you have something other for me, Mr. Baskin.
He'd like to plead enter a not guilty plea, sir.
Okay, not guilty plea being entered. Deputy Adams, you said when you were being questioned by counsel, you admitted or you made the statement that the light was yellow when the vehicle entered the intersection.
Yes, Your Honor.
So can you help me understand why you believe that's a red light violation?
Yeah, I can, Your Honor. The light was color of yellow, and then mid intersection it turned the color red, sir.
So where in the vehicle code are you going off of? Are you looking at 21453?
As far as I'm aware of, yes, sir.
All right, well, with all that said, if you have nothing else, and the defense has nothing else, the court's ready to make a ruling.
Your Honor, we would just like to publicly state, just for the record, that as per Vehicle Code Section 21452, a driver facing a steady circular yellow or yellow arrow signal is by that signal warned that the relating green movement is ending and that a red indication will be shown immediately thereafter. With the light being yellow, we do not believe this ticket is justified, Your Honor.
All right. And then I see there's a video entered into the record here. Are we using that as evidence or are we not using that?
Yes, Your Honor. Upon review of the video on the defense side, we do clearly see that the vehicle was inside the intersection with a yellow indication.
Okay, I'll be honest, I watched that video and I wish it had run a couple seconds earlier because I couldn't really see anything other than the fact that he was already in that intersection after it was red. I couldn't see when the light changed, but my ruling here is not guilty.
I mean,
21452 shows a
that
yellow,
was
like you said,
a
yellow light is an indication
that was a
stop
tough
signal is imminent.
tough one for the deputy.
Deputy Adams admitted that the driver entered while the light was still yellow. So going off the facts before me, I find that the defendant did not commit the infraction alleged herein.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Lofton, just make sure you stop by the clerk, get a copy of the paperwork showing the dismissal, and there'll be nothing further for you to take care of here. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Super Canadian.
Congratulations, Mr. Lofton.
Thank you. Thank you. Good work.
Invoice will be in the mail.
Oh, sorry, mail's on strike.
Great defense.
All right, Mr. Pearson, did you have something for me on 0110?
Oh, is that a traffic citation, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. State moves to dismiss.
As an interest of justice?
We're lacking critical witnesses, Your Honor, and the case has gone on for too long. So yes, in the interest of justice, not prolonging the case.
A dismissal with or without prejudice?
With, Your Honor.
All right, 0110 for Mr. Shane Barnes is dismissed with prejudice in the interest of justice. So we'll close that
Thank you,
case
Judge.
out. Uh, 0115 criminal case, Justin A. Saunders.
It's Justina.
Oh, great.
Are you the person listed on this record as Justin Saunders?
It's sure, but it's Justina.
Okay, I'm happy to call you whatever you'd like. I just like to make sure we have the right person here with us.
Yes, that's me. Thank you.
Okay, you may come forward.
Oh my God. So what do I get?
Your Honor, I'll
What
be
do I get?
swapping out with my ADA, Mr. Portola. He'll be in the courtroom momentarily.
Understood.
Am I attorney?
And Justina, you said, do you prefer any particular Mr., Mrs., Miss?
Miss, please.
Miss Saunders, okay. All right, so I'm Judge Ryan Quist, like you may have heard. I've got a couple things I got to read you here. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, including this court. You have the right to an attorney and to have him present before and during any questioning or giving evidence. You have the right to call witnesses, or to compel witnesses to testify as to the events alleged here. We will move forward. I believe today we're just doing an arraignment for you. So do you understand the rights that I have just read?
What's an arraignment?
Basically,
I'm joking.
I'm gonna.
I'm joking. Yes, I know.
Okay. All right.
She's going to end up getting held in contempt.
You better get me out.
Excuse me, Miss Saunders, please don't be threatening your attorney in open court. I'll have appearances for the record.
Oh. God. She said, you better get me out of this, you fucker.
Your Honor, I'd like to first introduce myself, Frank Portola for the state 249153.
All right, and then for the defense?
Your Honor, my name is Arnold Lewandowski, bar number 241204.
All right. This being an arraignment, we're going to go through some things about the charges that are in front of you, Miss Saunders. I'm not going to make
Probably
any
not,
judgment today as
Mary.
to whether or not you did anything. I don't want you to talk about the facts of the case until you've had a chance to speak with your attorney and review how you're going to respond to things. This is not a trial. I just want to remind you again that anything you do say here, the state's two guys are standing right there that are ready to write down anything you
That is
say.
Pop
So
Tart
just want to make sure you're aware of that. But
or Mark.
see you. So the state has presented to me an indictment, basically a document showing formal criminal charges, and it's alleged that on November the 24th of this year, you were arrested for several charges while driving a black truck, a coil truck. You familiar with the incident that we're talking about today?
I object.
Okay, that's not for you to do. You have a lawyer for that, and I'm just asking if you're familiar with the incident. You don't really have to answer, but
I am familiar with the harassment by the LSSO. Yes.
okay, that is not what I asked you. Are you familiar with the incident that we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, because you're facing felony charges, there are certain things I need to warn you about. If you're convicted on the offense of reckless evading, which is a violation of section 2800.2 of the San Andreas Vehicle Code,
We'll
there are
see you
certain
later,
civil
Jacob.
rights
Appreciate you for
lawfully you
stopping by,
may
my man.
encounter, such as your right to own a firearm, your right to vote. There are some other things that go along with that, so I want to make sure you get in touch with your attorney here and he explains all of that to you. So it's alleged that count 1 is reckless evading,
Absolutely.
felony.
We will see you on the next
It's
one.
alleged that you did flee or attempt to elude a pursuing peace officer.
Allegedly.
I said it's alleged.
Just making sure.
Okay, so it's alleged that you willfully fled or attempted to elude a pursuing peace officer, and that you operated your vehicle in a willful or wanton disregard for the safety of property or persons. The person driving the vehicle, which is you, upon conviction, shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison or by confinement in the county jail for not less than 6 months. So there's a mandatory minimum here, not more than 1 year. The court may also impose a fine of not less than $1,000, not more than $10,000, or may impose that imprisonment or confinement and fine, both. And for the purposes of this charge, willful or wanton disregard for the safety of includes, but is not limited to, driving while fleeing or attempting to elude a pursuing peace officer, during which time either 3 or more violations that are assigned a traffic violation point count occur or damage to property occurs. Count 2, being charged as a misdemeanor, is that you did willfully flee or attempt to elude a pursuing peace officer in violation of Vehicle Code Section 2800.1, and that you willfully drove that vehicle on a highway in a direction opposite to that in which the traffic lawfully moves upon that highway. You are liable to imprisonment for not less than 6 months or more than 1 year in a county jail, or imprisonment in the state prison, or by a fine of not less than $1,000, not more than $10,000, or both by that fine and imprisonment. Do you understand?
I object, but yes.
Okay. You're also being charged with criminal threats. That's section 422, title 11.5, part 1 of the Penal Code. Any person who willfully threatens to commit a crime which will result in death or grave bodily injury to another person with the specific intent that the statement made verbally, in writing, or by means of an electronic communications device is to be taken as a threat, even if there is no intent of actually carrying it out, which under the circumstance in which it's made is so unequivocal, unconditional, immediate, and specific as to convey to the person threatened the gravity of purpose and an immediate prospect of execution of the threat, which thereby causes that person reasonably to be in sustained fear for his or her own safety or for his or her immediate family safety. The punishment in this charge is imprisonment in the county jail not to exceed 1 year, or by imprisonment in the state prison. There is no fine amount specified. And count 4 is a failure to appear. So you signed a traffic ticket and then didn't come to court for it, it sounds like.
I object. You gonna do something, guy, or just stand there look pretty?
I'm just reading the charges. We're not at the point where we're objecting to things. This is just me reading to you what the state has presented to me as charges against you.
It's fucking bullshit.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Okay, I'll remind you you're required to maintain a civil decorum in the courtroom. You don't do that kind of language here, you do that, you're going to go sit in the jail cells while we do all the other cases, and then I'll bring you back up here if I hear that again. You understand?
What the fuck, man?
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Lewandowski, with all the charges being read, do you want to enter a plea at this point?
Yes, Your Honor. We're in receipt of a charging instrument listing 4 charges, and we reserve all rights under state and federal constitution and enter a plea of not guilty and request a pre-trial conference date.
All right. Plea of not guilty is entered. I'll let the people address the matter. As to bond, Mr. Baskin, what are you thinking?
No objection to the PTC, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll schedule a PTC, and then what are we thinking about bond?
She's already posted bail, Your Honor.
What is the condition of that bail currently? What did she post? Do we know?
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Justin Pearson. The stipulation of the posting bail is standard conditions to notify the court of address, not return to the scene of the crime or contact the victims, obey all laws, and then I believe that's all that we have.
Here comes the contempt. Yeah. Working the
Would
way
the
up.
state be willing and ready to provide probable cause statements for each of these charges at this time, or do you want to wait for the pretrial conference?
We are prepared with the probable cause statements if that is what defense wants, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewandowski? Sir?
My apologies, Your Honor. We take no position.
All right. Mr. Baskin then, or Mr. Pearson, go ahead with the probable cause for charges or counts 1 through 4.
Thank you, Your Honor. One moment. Can you hand me my tablet? Thank you. All right, thank you, Your Honor. So the state does not intend to address the warrant as a part of our charging instrument. That was a previous charge already issued. The state is going to allege counts 1 through 4. In count 1, on or about November 24th, 2024, in Los Santos County, San Andreas, Justin L. Saunders did knowingly evade a peace officer in a motor vehicle in a reckless manner, likely to cause death or serious bodily injury to others on the road. Pardon me. In count 2, on or about the same date, Los Santos County, San Andreas, the same defendant did evade a peace officer in a motor vehicle while traveling in the opposing lanes of travel of a designated roadway. In count 3, on or about the same date, the same defendant in Los Santos County, San Andreas did knowingly resist, delay, or obstruct peace officers while attempting to elude them on foot. And in count 4, the same defendant, same date, Los Santos County, San Andreas, did knowingly threaten to cause harm or bodily injury to Deputy Antonio Noble of the Los Santos County Sheriff's Office, contrary to the laws, statutes, ordinances, in such made and provided against the peace and dignity of Los Santos County.
Okay, so as to 1 and 2, marked vehicles, lights, sirens activated, all that good stuff?
Your Honor, that is correct. Per the report I have, Deputy Stolas was the initiating deputy of a traffic stop along with Captain Gibson. Both deputies were operating marked Sheriff's Office patrol motorcycles, and they were assisted by multiple other deputies operating marked patrol SUVs.
All right, and then as to count 3, can you kind of elaborate on the threat made?
I would have to take a peek back at body camera footage, Your Honor. It was a threat of physical bodily injury made directly at Deputy Noble.
Okay, and we have a statement from him in the record on that?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. He's prepared to testify if this goes to trial.
All right, I will find probable cause to proceed on all 4 of these charges. Did we ever figure out what the bond was actually set to when Ms. Saunders got out?
It was 15,000, Your Honor.
15,000. Do you know cash or surety?
Cash, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Saunders also appears to have had a warrant from out of state. I don't know if that's taken care of, but we can
You're
deal
welcome,
with that
everybody.
later. Okay. So does the state have a position as to resetting the bond for Miss Saunders, or you want to let it continue? I'm gonna impose some conditions here, but I mean, 15,000 seems awfully low for getting in a high-speed chase in the wrong side of the highway, allegedly,
Jeffrey Demon
and
Door
then
also.
threatening to hurt a police officer.
We have no position on it, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I'm gonna reset it at $50,000 cash or surety.
Oh my! Say something. Oh my god.
Further, you're not to leave this state. You're not to commit any new crimes. You are to report to this court as designated by a probation or parole officer once per week. You're not to consume any illegal drugs.
I object.
Alcohol. Not to possess firearms or other weapons. Do you have a valid driver's license in this state?
I object to everything.
Noted. Do you have a valid driver's license in this state?
I plead the fifth.
Mr. Pearson, does Miss Saunders have a valid driver's license?
No, I'm not
Your
gonna sit
Honor,
here and be harassed.
I need 1 minute to pull that information up through DMV's database.
They're not gonna raise my bond because I didn't do anything.
Oh, you're looking. All right. Mr. Portola will have that information for you momentarily.
I have a driver's license. They're happy.
Your Honor,
Okay.
the state can validate there is indeed a valid driver's license.
All right, so you can keep driving. I'm not going to impose any conditions related to that at this time. Just be aware that based on these charges, could result in a possible suspension or revocation of your privilege to drive on the roads of this state. So for now, the bond is reset at 50,000 cash or surety with those conditions. Normally, I would include a condition for you to make no contact with the complaining witness, but the complaining witness, both of them are police officers, so I'm not going to impose anything related to that. So your conditions, Ms. Saunders, no new crimes, no drugs, no alcohol at all. The next time you come back, you'll be tested for that.
Abject.
Okay. And I'm also going to place a GPS monitor on you.
He
So you
said,
need
please
to
do
wear
me a
an
favor
ankle
and hush
monitor at all
up.
times. You're responsible for keeping it charged. If it loses battery, that is not an
Excuse
excuse.
me, I have a question about this GPS thing. I
Go
don't think
ahead.
that's allowed on the sets that for my work.
What do you have an alternative solution in mind?
Just not having it at all
Okay, no. You're charged with some serious crimes here, including
because
a
of
felony.
harassment.
Remember, I told you not to speak about the facts of the case right now.
I'm trying to get shit done. Just saying.
Do you have ties to the community?
Yes.
Would you like to tell me some of those?
I volunteer at the homeless shelter sometimes because they're broke and I'm not, so I like to help out. I'm in the adult entertainment industry, so I make everyone happy. I mean, that's a connection to the community, right?
You work locally?
Sometimes, depends on the set.
Okay. I am going to impose a further condition that you surrender your passport to the court clerk.
I object.
You're not to leave the state, so you certainly won't need your passport. You have quite a bit of money, it seems, and I don't think $50,000 is really going to pose much of an obstacle to you getting back out on the street today, from what I understand from the documents before me here. So you're to surrender your passport so that I know you're not going to go flee the country to hide from
Wait,
this.
do I have to pay more money?
Yes.
But why?
It's a bond, though. So if you win the case, like you're saying that you didn't do any of this, then the money is returned to you.
But I didn't do
And-
anything to get upped. This is ridiculous.
I find probable cause to proceed on the charges presented to me by the state, which means that now we have to take this to where either you come up with your attorney and a deal with the state, a plea bargain, or we go to trial. There's a couple steps in between then and now. We're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but I'm just reiterating your conditions of release should you post that. And I will remind you here that it's a 50,000 cash or surety bond, so you can use a bail bondsman if you'd like, but I don't think you would need to based on your self-declared wealth there. So at this time, I'm gonna have the bailiff take you into custody.
Hold on. No, wait. Are you gonna do something? Or are you just gonna sit there? Like, I don't understand.
Mr. Lewandowski, you wish to say anything further?
No, I will. Like, I'm just. You're
Bailiff,
gonna just take me
take
into
the
custody.
defendant into custody.
This is ridiculous.
Ma'am, please stand
Your
up.
Honor.
Don't let him talk first. You sit there. You
Ma'am,
stand
I
right
Your
there.
Honor.
stand up.
May
Hold
I
on, Mr. Lewandowski. Your client needs to comply with the bailiff first.
Justina, please just
No, I'm gonna
stand
go to
up.
jail
I
because of
will-
harassment. What's
You're
happening?
not going to jail. You're just being put
Ma'am.
in.
What you mean, dog? I ain't going to jail. He put me in cuffs, dog. What you
Ma'am,
talking
relax.
Keep
We're
your voice
relaxing.
down.
about?
Your
Come
Honor,
on,
on
come
behalf of the state, given Ms. Saunders' non-compliance here, we are going to motion to revoke bail.
What you talking about? I'm getting handcuffed.
Yep, so bail's revoked here. My initial thought was 50,000, but based on that outburst, I'm thinking more like, I don't know, do the people have a ballpark figure that they think might be appropriate? Because it appears this defendant has substantial wealth, so I don't think $50,000 is going to make enough of a deterrent to ensure her continued appearance here.
Your Honor, we'd like request that she'd be held until trial at this point.
What the shit?
Ma'am, I'm gonna ask you to remain calm.
No, see this bullshit.
You're gonna catch more charges, Miss Saunders. You're gonna get contempt of court if you keep swearing.
Come on, let's go. Come on, what we doing?
And
'Cause
Your
I'm
Honor,
tired
we'd
of this
like
shit.
to also request that we schedule the trial for February.
All right, well,
So just make people just get arrested for nothing, huh? Get up warrants? Bullshit.
all right. Mr. Lewandowski, the people are now asking for no bail to be issued. What's your position?
Oh, y'all have to be present for this? Okay. Present for this ass fucking? Okay.
Okay, hey, relax.
Ma'am, that is the fourth time I have admonished you about your language in my courtroom. We will not have that
We
here.
ain't gonna talk about the warrant. That's bullshit. Raising my bond.
That's the fifth
You're not
time.
gonna
That's
Justina,
disrespect the judge.
Justina, please, just remain calm. I will do what I can. I'm court appointed, but I will do what I can. Just please.
You can't see it, but I'm in
save me
tears
the
right now.
headache in my old age.
Ms. Saunders, I'm warning you now. I hear one more expletive in contempt of court.
Please
I
hurry
need
up
to-
so I can continue
Ma'am,
to leave.
I need to head back behind the desk, please.
You need to stand where you were sitting before. Right there is fine. Okay, Mr. Lewandowski, what's your proposal for bail here?
Jan, Your Honor, I'd
Oh,
like
that
to
hurts.
object for the no bail, but if you reject it, we are prepared for trial in February.
Well, I mean, I understand you object to no bail, but you got to give me some sort of other proposal. You know, what would you think would be a reasonable amount, or how do we address the public safety concerns, the flight risk, etc.?
Your Honor, I understand completely. I would say a more reasonable number would perhaps be maybe closer to 100,000. And as far as public safety, if I could have a moment with my client, I would like to discuss the public safety and the plea offer as well, if you would allow me.
That's fine. Bailiff, will you escort them into the jury room behind me?
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
I appreciate that, Your.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, mustache man. Tell me where I need to go.
I'm gonna go into this room right here, okay? Due to your outbursts and your threats to your own lawyer, I'm gonna leave you remain in cuffs.
Yeah.
And sir, we will be right outside the door. You can knock if you need us, okay?
I wonder if I can take
holy.
Your Honor, now may be a good time to call any walk-in matters.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Your Honor, it may be a good time to call a walk-in case if there's anyone here who wants to handle a ticket or something.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll put this one in we'll adjourn this case and we'll move over to any walk-in cases that are here. Slobber.
Yeah. Do I go to this desk?
Yeah, step forward.
Hello. Just up to there or here?
Right there is fine at that desk or that table right there.
Okay.
So you are Kaiser. How do you say the last name?
Kaiser Slrp, common spelling. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So give me just a minute. Let me pull up your ticket here.
Say that one more time, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're here on a failure to appear warrant, failure to keep to the right side of the road was the original citation. You planning to just pay the fine, or what do you want to do here?
Yeah. I just want to pay the fine. I was put over by an officer saying I had a second one as well. But he couldn't tell me what it was for.
Yeah, I see the other one here. Hold on. So basically, it looks like the second warrant issued after we gave you a rollover on your first court date and canceled that warrant. So it appears they're both stemming from the same offense. So it's a simple traffic infraction. So if you want to just pay it, we can close it out. You get a point on your license.
Yeah. I've paid for the 48671. I believe the number of the citation was. The officer that pulled me over said literally on that day he pulled me over, he said another one went out.
I'm gonna be
On
streaming
the day
tomorrow on
he
patrol.
pulled me over.
Maybe. I don't even know if I might be on.
Okay, yeah, no, I see that you've paid that one. So I will clear these warrants from the system, and you can just make sure you stop by the clerk on your way out, and you should be all set, sir. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yep, of course.
I've been having issues on the server when streaming, lag spikes and everything. It sucks.
Do we have any other walk-in cases? I think there's one or two more. Maybe they're out in the lobby.
It'll be interesting. Lethal. Not many people do.
Is anybody else here to speak to the judge about a case?
I believe my spidey senses are telling me there's one coming
You
in
don't.
from the lobby.
Looks like a stand-up citizen.
All right, sir. Are you here for a traffic ticket?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, you could step up then. We'll take your case now.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. Traffic.
What's your
Say that again, please, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Shane Piston.
Okay. And what charge are you here today to contest, sir?
Not contest. I just want to sort it out.
What are we talking about?
I believe I had a misdemeanor, which I'm still getting used to what that means in this country. I failed to appear, and I was literally on the way to the police station in Sandy Shores when I was pulled over literally 100 or so meters away from the cop shop um, and arrested for having a warrant out for my arrest. And I was even telling them that, like, I was on the way to the station to sort it out or pay for it or whatever you have to do. I'm getting used to the whole law system in this country.
So that original citation I see was issued no September 24th, 2024. Is there any reason you didn't pay the ticket?
I honestly thought I did, and
Yeah,
I
it's
know
been
it's not a
super
good
ridiculous.
excuse, but I forgot. I know that's not a good excuse, and I take full responsibility for it. Um, but I simply forgot because I thought I did pay for it.
Okay. All right. Well, you found out what happens when you don't, so I'm glad you came here this time. Speeding 1 to 15 over a 70-mile-per-hour limit's a $250 fine and 1 driver's license point. You willing to plead guilty now?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right. I find you guilty on that. I sentence you to the $250 and the 1 point assessed on your license. You can speak with the clerk,
It really
and
does. I hate not being able to
start
stream
the
for y'all.
system for you, sir.
Okay, so I just pay that out there.
Yes, just go speak with the clerk out there in the lobby.
Sweet. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming in. And then we had 0116 was a traffic case too, I believe.
Your Honor, I can go see if Mr. Baskin is out in the lobby.
Okay.
Your Honor, if we can get a brief recess, sounds like counsel wants to speak to me in the Saunders matter.
Yes, that's fine. Just court's in recess.
Thank you, Judge.
All rise.
Yeah.
This court is now in recess.
Mr. Lude, what can I do for you?
Doing a great job, Your Honor.
DA, make sure you're whispering.
Hey, Brody, you want to just go watch the lobby? Make sure there's no shenanigans going on.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Rivera?
Okay. Is there a Mr. Smith here?
That would be me, I believe.
Mr. Smith, Michael Baskin, Maryland State. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. All right. So we're going to be heading up there. I think they're going to call us next. Do you have any questions before we go in?
Yeah, actually. was
Sean,
just notified.
just step over to the corner here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Evening.
Mhm. All right. Here on recess. Now would be the time for you folks to go grab a snack or water or something like that.
Mr. Tui, help! I'm not good at talking to women.
Probably one of my favorite sounds. Yeah, that lady's a handful.
Here you go, Judge.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I
Thank
know.
you.
I know. We
Judge is a lot nicer than I would have been.
It's my courtroom. Yeah. You're damn right.
Can you escort Miss Saunders to a cell so that the counsel and I can have a conversation?
Bailiff, will you
Yes, John.
Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate your assistance.
Seriously, why do all the cops walk the same?
I don't know, man.
All right, Miss Saunders. Yes, I'm gonna escort you.
Well, I get Sergeant Guzman. That
Okay,
guy's
just a
had
reminder,
his
we're gonna
knee
go
shot like
on
3
to item
times.
4. The judge is present. You are to maintain all
Yeah,
quorum.
but,
Do you understand?
No.
I mean, this new guy is walking like he's been on the force for 6 years.
There you go.
Oh no, it's fine. It's not you I'm worried about. It's this guy with the loud mouth over there. Well, I mean, Justina, she'll probably make it out at some point, do the same thing, get back in, and then cycle repeats itself. Yeah.
It's that badge that gets to their head. I might have to find a new walk for my Mia character. Everybody walks the same as me.
So Judge golf this weekend?
Oh, sure. Sure, sure.
This one's on you, right?
Mm,
Okay. Yep. On me again, I guess.
get back there, see if she's got a traffic case. You want to check with that person in the gallery there that just came in, see if they have a traffic case? The young lady just walked in.
Good evening, ma'am. Are you here to fight any traffickers?
Not fight, just pay.
Okay.
I've been quite slack with my fines.
I got you. I'll let the judge know, and we'll get you here on the docket.
Thank you. My name's Stacy Pegasi.
Stacy Pegasi. Are any of you guys here to fight any traffic case or anything like that?
Nah, I'm just here to watch.
Ma'am?
No, honey. I'm just here to watch, honey.
He is ready.
Your Honor, it looks like we have one more walk-in traffic case. One Stacy Pegasi.
Okay, you can call her up.
Right. I'll call the court back in session. I'll call it. All rise. This court, with the Honorable Judge Rehnquist presiding, is back in session. You may be seated. And Miss Pegasi, if you would like to approach.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Pegasi. I see you're here. We issued a warrant for your arrest. How'd that go?
I turned myself in ages ago. I was talking to like 4 or 5 different deputies down at the station, and they gave me another court date, which I thought it was next year, but obviously not.
Yes, sir.
Well, the warrant that's out there is closed, so you already turned yourself in, so that's okay. Settle out the case. So you're charged with speeding 1625 miles per hour over 70-mile-per-hour limit. Do you wish to contest it, or do you just want to pay?
I just want to pay. I admitted to the officer that pulled me over that I was doing it.
Okay. So it's a $400 fine and 1 point on your license. I find you guilty. Can pay with the court clerk, and we will clear the warrants out of the system for you.
Sweet. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Are we ready to continue with Miss Saunders, or are we? Where are we going?
Mr. Ludendowski is having a further conversation with her at this time, Your Honor. I believe I am ready to proceed on case 0116. Should be an arraignment.
Yeah, let's do that. Jane, it's people of Smith. Are you here, Mr. Smith?
I am indeed.
All right, step forward, and I see you got your attorney here. All right, so just to get this out of the way, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything here. Anything you do say may be given in evidence against you in this court or in others. You have the right to an attorney, which you do have. Do you understand your rights, sir?
I do.
And just state your name for the record.
James Smith, Common Spelling.
All right, Mr. Smith, we'll get appearances from your attorneys, and then we'll take care of this thing.
Your Honor, Michael Baskin, 241153.
All right, Mr. Pearson on a continuing appearance. We're looking at an arraignment on 2 charges here. So, Mr. Smith, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what an arraignment is. Basically, I don't want you to discuss any facts of the case. You're just being presented with the formal notice of the charges against you. And then depending on where we go from here, we'll maybe decide if probable cause exists, or we may postpone the case for further. I just need to admonish you on a couple things now that you need to be aware of. Sorry?
Can you repeat that last part? I couldn't hear you too well.
I just need to admonish you on a couple of things that are possible consequences of the case. As part of the indictment, I just ask that you don't mention any facts of the case, as the prosecutor is right across from you. And if you say something that he can use, he's going to use it. So please try to just listen to what I have to explain, and we'll try to get through this as quick as we can here. See maybe if we can get to probable cause. If not, we'll set it over.
Sounds good.
All right, looks like count 1. On December the 3rd, 2024, charged with a misdemeanor disturbing the peace.
Mike's Mike somewhere
Your Honor.
lags out sometimes.
Apologies. The state moves to dismiss this case.
Okay. Is that in the interest of justice, or what do you want me to write down?
The state moves to dismiss in the interest of justice, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection to that, Counselor?
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
All right. At the request of the people, this case is dismissed. Mr. Pearson, with prejudice or without?
With prejudice, Your Honor.
All right. Case is dismissed with prejudice.
We do apologize for not catching that earlier in the stages of prosecution.
All right. Mr. Smith, the charges against you are dismissed. You are free to go, sir. Do you have any questions for me?
Not at this time. I don't know if there's anything from my attorney.
Nothing from defense. And just one moment. Did you want to talk to him about that other issue too? Your Honor, if we may borrow another moment of your time, Mr. Smith would like to discuss with you another matter that is not docketed for today, for which I am not representing him. I can leave him to do so if you have the time.
Yes, that's fine.
All right, so you're just going to discuss with him exactly what the issue is, right? That there was a warrant, and he will advise you. If you need be, you can just request my presence.
That was easy.
So I was notified. I got stopped a while back, and I got cited for, I believe it was overtaking a vehicle. And I had meant to pay that, but I never got around to it. And I was notified that I had a warrant. And today was my court date. I was already going to be here, so I figured I'd pay it here. I was wondering what the deal with that is now.
Your Honor, the state doesn't believe that warrant should be valid yet. I'm looking at this citation issued by Deputy Stolas. Today is the court date. So that warrant should not be at this time active.
No, I understand. There was a bit of an issue with the computer system today. We did see a couple of those come up. So we'll just treat it as he's appearing as he's supposed to be. So, Mr. Smith, you're charged with overtaking and passing unsafely. It's a vehicle code violation, section 21750. The fine is $200, jail time not applicable, so 1 point on your license plus $200. Plead not guilty, guilty. What do you got for me?
Guilty. I'm willing to pay that.
All right. If you pay that with the court clerk, we will close the warrant out that was issued in error. You are here when you're supposed to be. So just make sure you get the ticket paid, and you'll be good to go, sir.
Yep, will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
All All right. Wish you the best, sir.
You too.
There you go.
Are we ready for Saunders or?
We may want to check on them, Your Honor.
Sarge, you want to?
Yes, Your Honor.
That just scared the absolute crap out of me.
Good evening, sir. Are we good to continue? Do you need more time with your client? I understand, ma'am. Anything with paperwork.
It actually startled me.
They can do anything with the warrant. You let me go ahead and speak with the judge. I'll be back. You may speak to the judge in his chambers, but the DA does need to be present at that time. I will let them know. Your Honor, defense counsel wishes to speak with you and Mr. Pearson.
In my chambers?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All rise. This court is now in recess.
All right, folks. We are probably going to go ahead and head out. That's pretty much it for everything on the docket. As I'm heading on out. I appreciate every single one of you that stopped by during the live or once it's rendered and posted. If you haven't already, go down and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel and you just haven't been talking to chat and you like what you saw or want to see more or whatever the case may be, hit the subscribe button. It never hurts. You can always subscribe at a later date and it's free. Free is always good. I appreciate every single one of you. I cannot express how much you all sitting here watching me means to me. But until next time, folks, we will catch you on the next one. We should have a patrol going up tomorrow. Hopefully. If not, I'll see you guys on the next one. Anyways, we'll see you all later. Good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Ignited, Lethal, I appreciate you very much. Mary Beth, we will see you. Good luck at your play. Best of luck. Huggies to all. We will see you all in the next one. Peace out.